So, you're having a video game relapse and you cannot make yourself stop. How do you actually prevent having a video game relapse? In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 reasons or 5 methods to actually stop playing video games for good and prevent yourself from having a relapse. My name is Andrei Antoniu and I'm the founder of quitvideogames.com, and we'll basically start with the first reason or first method. Now, the first reason you're having a relapse is because you forget how bad it was when you were playing video games. Let me give you an example. So when you play video games all day, like 10 or 15 or 16 hours a day, you build up emotional pain inside of you. So you feel guilty about yourself, you feel shameful, you build up your anxiety, and you have like a tank of emotional pain that gets filled up. So you feel shameful, you feel guilty, you feel angry at yourself, you feel frustrated, and that tank fills up until it reaches a threshold. And when that threshold is reached, you feel like you had enough. Basically, you're saturated with video games, and you say, that's it, I'm quitting playing video games. And after a few days, like it goes well. You don't play video games for a few days, but that tank gets, the emotional pain goes away. And after a few days, you forget how bad it was, or you forget the negative consequences of playing video games. And you rationalize and you think, yeah, it's not that bad. I mean, I can play, like, you remember only the pleasure, you don't remember the pain. And you go right back in to play video games, seeking the pleasure, but you forget the pain. And that's the first reason, or the first method to actually, the first method to stop yourself from playing video games is to remember how bad it was. Like you have to put pin-ups all over the place, you have to remind yourself on your wallpaper or something. You have to do something to remember, to make yourself remember how bad it was when you were playing video games, all right? Now, the second reason, or the second method, is that you don't eliminate the cues that trigger this bad behavior. So if you try to quit video games and you still have Steam installed on your desktop, like, it will tempt you. It's right there in front of you. It will tempt you to just click on it and download the game and play it, right? So, or if you leave your Battle.net installed, or if you leave your games installed on the computer, it's like an alcoholic leaves a bottle of wine in front of him, so that every time he comes home, he just sees that bottle of wine and he's tempted. And you need only 5 seconds of not being aware of your thoughts and behaviors, and you're hooked. You're right back in, and you just play without, you're binging on it, all right? And the solution for this is to eliminate the triggers, is to eliminate the cues around yourself. Like, uninstall all the games from your computer, I don't know, buy a Mac or sell your consoles and so on, because you won't be tempted again to play it, all right? Now, the third one is that you rationalize that you can moderate playing video games. So after a while, you think to yourself, I've got this under control. Like, now I can control myself. I can play only for like an hour or 2, maybe on weekends. And after 2 hours, I'll just quit the game and everything will be fine. But of course, that's a lie. You're lying to yourself, and you think you can moderate. It's like an alcoholic thinking that a glass of wine won't do any bad. But after that glass of wine, the whole vicious cycle starts again, and he's back right at being an addict. And it will be even harder for him to stop, because if you're having a relapse, you're basically losing confidence in yourself that you can do it again. Like, you accept that feeling of defeat, and you believe like you're just you'll just accept your situation, and you won't be able to make yourself stop. That's why there are so many addicts, like so many alcoholics, so many drug addicts, so many. They've tried to quit, but they tried so many times that they basically think that this is impossible. So that's a bonus reason. The next reason is, I've mentioned it, is that you'll start to rationalize. Your mind will start talking with you, and your mind will tell you things like, yeah, no problem, like there are your friends, like your friends are calling, like don't disappoint your friends, go just play for an hour or two, it won't make a difference, like you can stop. You basically have these thoughts that you think are your own, but they are not your own thoughts. You do not generate them. It's just your old mental pathway that is programmed to play video games, and that programming starts to speak with you, and he's trying to convince you to go back right into play video games. This is true for many bad habits and for many addictions, and for many, like not only addictions, but like when you're trying to achieve some goals in life. When you decide you want to be something like, I don't know, an important person, like that voice in your mind will tell you, who the hell do you think you are to be that? You will never be, I don't know, maybe you're trying to be an accountant or a lawyer, or you want to be like a speaker, or I don't know. And your mind will tell you, who the hell do you think you are? You're just this. You're working here in this stupid job. You cannot change your situation. This is who you are. You are not that. So that's how the mind works. Like the mind is very good at protecting your old identity. It's very like you have an identity of yourself right now, and the mind is trying to protect that from not changing yourself, because it does that because of it's good for our survival, but it's not good for our improvement. All right, you'll survive longer if you stay the way you are, but you won't improve. And the mind is trying to like not put you in dangers. When you're trying to do something scary, the mind is trying to protect you from that, because it is scary, it is uncomfortable, it is uncharted territory, right? Now, the fourth reason is like sweeping the dirt under the rug. You have this, you're getting stressed, you're having problems in your life, you're having like depression, or maybe, I don't know, you're having some kind of suffering in your life. And all addictions basically are trying to cover that suffering. You're not trying to heal it, you're not trying to solve it, you're trying to cover it. Or maybe you're just bored. Boredom is suffering. So if you're bored, you're trying to cover up that boredom with playing video games. And what you have to do is to keep yourself always in doing something, in having an activity, or basically train. Like I've trained myself to stay. I'm not bored even if I don't have anything to do. So I've trained myself to make life interesting even if I'm bored. For me, I'm not bored in my life anymore. So I'm meditating every day, like 30 minutes a day, and I'm not feeling bored when I do nothing. Like I can stay unmoved for 30 minutes and not feel bored. I can stay in line and at the shop and not having to pull up my phone and just scroll like a compulsive scrolling on Facebook. I don't even have Facebook. Like the only apps I have on my computer that are related to social media are Instagram and maybe WhatsApp, because you cannot have them on your desktop. But the rest of them I just deleted and uninstalled. I don't need any stimulation. So I can stay for 1 hour and wait and feel happy. I don't get bored. I've trained myself. I've worked so hard on my mind and on my mindset that I'm able to do that. Now, so I think there are 5, right? I've said that you forget, you don't eliminate the cues, you think you can moderate, you then lie to yourself, your mind starts talking with you, and you're trying to cover up the boredom or the pain that you're feeling, the stress, the responsibilities, the problems in your life. Now, I hope these reasons, these methods, or I don't know how to call them, help you. And if you need additional help, go to videogames.com, and like I'm willing to give you a free consultation to help you if you need additional help. And just go on my website and you'll find somewhere there to schedule a free consultation with me. I'm Andrei Antonio, and thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.